How have you guys been feeling? Like, have you guys had time during this quarantine to like self-reflect and think about like your careers and your passions and so things like that?
I thought you were like, are you healthy? Because I ain't got no symptoms, dude.
Nobody cares about health right now.
Not a single person.
No.
Nope.
I feel pretty well rested.
Yeah?
Wow, okay, way to brag.
Oh, sorry.
Why? Because you have Taika?
Yeah, we don't really get to sleep very much.
I want kids, but now you scare the fuck out of the kids.
It's hard. If you're trying to have your career and like do a bunch of shit and no babysitter.
I mean, even if I was lazy as fuck, just waking up at odd hours.
Oh, do you wake up like on time like still, or do you wake up like lazy and like 12 or 1 or 2?
That's me. I'm all over the place.
Here's an article on for the 10 good reasons to change your careers in your 20s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that will help them out because I'm not in my 20s no more.
But I feel like
I can't change even if I want to.
Yeah.
Nadeem, we got a
What are
chance.
you talking about? You can still change.
I don't want to.
Not according to this article. He's out of his 20s. It's too late.
Oh, fuck.
This says in your 20s.
I feel like it's never too late.
Julia just made a change right.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, right before my
I'm not able to change anymore.
Oh shit! I just barely made the cutoff.
Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, I'll go down this list and you tell me if you feel like you agree with this or don't. Because
Oh, I can't wait to talk shit.
Let's talk some shit.
So number 1 is,
I'm hating.
especially for the people that are listening that are probably in their 20s, they can kind of like see it where they fit in this. So you don't feel any fulfillment or satisfaction in your career.
That already sounds like every 20-year-old.
You could be a 50-year-old and do it.
So would you say like yeah or no?
Yes, even now you could do it. I'm 36. Well, what happened? What the fuck? What happened? Why is it so quiet?
Oh, I thought there was more things that were gonna come out after that.
No, because I'm just saying, because you can do that now.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very generic thing. Like you feel bad.
I would say don't do it if you have responsibilities like people that depend on you.
Yes.
All of a sudden you wanna like fucking live your passions and shit, because that happens a lot.
Yeah, or maybe like ease into it if that were the case, right?
Yeah.
Like, still have your job, but maybe go to night school for your other thing.
But then I feel like that one leads into number 2. You want to gain a new skill. So the same exact thing that you just said. It's like if you want to do something, don't just quit what you're doing right now.
For sure, yeah.
Difficulty with that one, gaining a new skill, is it sounds like they don't have that skill at all yet.
Yeah.
And they're like, that sounds cool. Let me just quit my job and learn that new thing later.
Learn it on the job, yeah. Like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
People are ballsy like that, dude. Like I get a ton of questions from students and people that are just like, hey, should I just quit school right now? Because like, I don't think it's for me. And I'm like, oh, really? So you got something else going for you? They're like, nah, I just don't think school's for me. So I'm like, so what are you gonna quit and do? Because usually when people quit, they're like, fuck school, school's not for me because I got this new thing that I'm developing called Facebook.
Yeah.
Like they're like, school's getting in the way because I got this other thing, right? But when a lot of people be like, oh, school's not really for me, but I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm like, are you really gonna take the time to look for what is right for you? Or are you just gonna stay home and jack off and wonder what you're gonna do? Because I think that's what most people are gonna do. They're like, school's not for me because it's too much work. I just rather stay home.
Yeah,
They just didn't want to put in the work.
Exactly. School is like that safety net. Like it is a safety net for you to kind of have structure in your life to begin with, you know. And if you find discover, you know, a passion or a direction outside of that, then fine, go for it. But like, I don't think you should ever quit school if you don't have anything outside of that.
Yeah, like the biggest thing with school is that you can just try classes and whatever it is that is in that profession, right? Like imagine compared to like changing careers, like completely different fields, like when you're already established, you're like, how do I become an engineer now? You know, and then you have to like, and before you even know if you're interested in it, you have to like learn it first, right? So it's college is the time you gotta figure it out.
I had an engineer buddy that wanted to just quit and be a photographer, right? But he sucked because he had no skills.
Oh no.
And he was like, yeah, man, he's like, I just think that I want to do something creative. And I'm like, what's holding you back as an engineer to just take pictures? I'm like, why do you need to have this plan where you like, I need to go all out, I need to quit, I need to be a professional photographer? And I'm like, usually skills, you do it because you love it, and then you're like, over time you become better, and then you like start charging for your service. This fool wants to make it a career.
Yeah.
And I realized this fool was just fantasizing about the world of being a photographer for hot models.
Oh god.
At work all day.
People like that.
So I'm like, dude, so you want to get paid from these hot ass girls that probably could get free photos from a lot of dope ass photographers.
Exactly.
You're a fucking amateur. Like, be realistic, dude. I'm not even trying to shit on your dreams. I'm just like, pay a fucking hooker and take pictures of her if that's what you want to do. You're crazy. He wants to get paid by them while he takes pictures of girls in bikinis. You fucking crazy.
Yeah, people think that's just like the necessary steps, or that's what just happens when you quit. Yeah. That's not exactly how it's going to
Try any of it out as a hobby first. Even if it's like, you know, you're thinking about, like I said, becoming an engineer. Learn about it, buy a textbook, learn some shit, some physics. And if you're like, man, this sucks, then don't do it. Right? Like if you can't handle doing math all the time, then don't do that thing. If you can't handle like fucking even handling a camera to begin with, then you can't do it.
Yeah, to be a photographer, you also kind of have to have social skills too. And like, and if you're thirsting to be around a hot girl, it doesn't sound like you're used to talking to a girl and telling her how to do certain poses and stuff. So you better think twice about that.
Dude. And they call out creeps, especially in that industry.
True. Photographers get ousted. You're the first fucker that had this plan. Like, come on, dude. Like, you know how many guys had this plan? I got a camera, girl.
Like I like how there's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, you know, taking photos is really easy. And I'm like, is it? I mean, you gotta get the composition right, and there's the coloring, and then you gotta like get a certain angle. So it's just like, it's a lot more than what you think it is than simply just point and shoot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love those kind of people. Oh, that's easy. Anybody can do it. I could just buy a camera and do it myself.
So number 3 is you want to move closer to your goals.
What the fuck does that mean?
I have no idea. It basically says there's no harm in changing jobs if it can help you move one step closer to your true fulfillment.
Oh, I see. I see.
Okay.
Like I've always wanted to be a doctor, but I'm a painter. So like,
you should volunteer at a hospital or
Volunteer
like
at a
get
hospital.
closer to that goal. Yeah.
like that.
Or
I wouldn't switch it immediately though.
True. I was gonna say, like, if you wanna like make more money to support your family, then maybe switching your career to something that might pay more might make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But also, this is in your 20s, so what we're hoping is that they're not like established with the family and kids.
True.
They're like still exploring and shit. And I think
true.
This article is kind of written for the kids that, well, they're not kids, but they already got their degree, they dedicated so much time to this career, and they're like, now I feel like I gotta like just finish.
Yeah, or even it sounds like you can take more risks, because if anything, maybe your family has your back or whatever, you can move back home.
Yeah, 20s is the time to take risks for sure. Make mistakes.
It goes back to Joe's friend, right? The photographer. Like, I feel like at that stage, you just keep working and you still have your regular job until that starts to pay you more.
Yeah.
The transition, I think, is what people don't do. Because I think what he wanted to fantasize and run away. I think that's what a lot of people do, like especially like in your 20s, right? You go, I want a dream job, I want this, I want that. And then whenever I drill them and figure out what they really want, I think what people want is easy.
Yeah.
I want a fun life, take pictures, get blowjobs for pay instead of like, I don't know, you know, they think crazy shit.
Dude, the funner the life you want, the more work and stress you're
That's what they don't know.
Yeah, like the fun life that you see on TV that people have, they fucking go through the trenches to get there, man. Like most of them at least, most of them.
And I think that's why it becomes fun and you cherish it, because you had to go through the trenches. You know what I mean? Because how many times, like when you achieve something, right? Like how long are you really celebrating that achievement? Like it's doesn't last fucking forever. It doesn't last months. It's like a split second where you're like, fuck yeah, I did this. And it kind of just goes away. And now it's like, well, what's the next thing? Like it doesn't last like a fucking month, you know?
True.
But you started when you started with JK, you were still working at another job.
Yeah.
Did you just quit that immediately? Or?
No, I was very responsible. So I was working full time and I had a savings. So I was already saving, I was financially stable, and then I worked with JK for several months. So I would get up early, go to work, come back like 6 or 7, and then I would do JK shit through the night. And then I did that for a good amount of time. And then once I really knew that I wanted to do it, then I did my finances and I was like, oh, I think I can last a full year without any sort of pay. Yeah. So it was all calculated.
And planning your exit and goals and shit. And what I realize is a lot of people don't plan and they don't know how to strategize. They just go, you know, this ain't working for me. It's time for a new change. And then they just jump. And I'm like, that's why you're fucking broke.
Yeah, it's okay to jump when there's a safety net. Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of people in their 20s are in their career though?
I don't know, man, because if you did the traditional route, right? Like, let's say you went to high school, you graduated, you got your bachelor's, and you started your career or whatever, you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, you're 21, 22 at that point.
Yeah, and you're starting to work. So yeah, and if you're working in the field that you graduated in, like if you're a teacher, nurse, or even, I don't know, like programmer or whatever, you're working in your early 20s.
It's like entry-level version of where you want to go.
Yeah. Damn, I feel like they should write an article for even younger than 20, so people get prepared before they.
Yeah, realizing this when you're in your 20s might be a little too late. You should kind of have prepared for this.
Maybe they're thinking like early 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, the next one is the current work environment is not your cup of tea. Basically, like where you work and stuff, it doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Grass is greener. Grass is greener, in my opinion.
I wish they taught you about company culture in college, or at least I didn't learn about that shit. Because you just think about the task, right? You don't think about, like, for example, like let's say you go into nursing and each hospital has their own culture. That's the same thing with each company, each business, whatever. And when you research enough, you know what a company is about and how they treat their employees. Like we know In-N-Out is very different from like some fast food chains and how they treat their employees. Same with Chick-fil-A, right? And I wish I knew that about companies very early on, so I know that my goals and morals and everything go in line with this company.
Do you think it's a little bit different now? Because I feel like when we were growing up, this whole like online, like more lax environment of like creatives and artists and stuff, it wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
That's true.
Like the culture was kind of old already, because it's just a bunch of like, you normally go to Fortune 500 companies, you know?
Yeah, and a lot more Fortune 500 are doing casual dress.
Yeah, so that might be completely different now and something people might already know.
There's a few of them that are pretty similar, but I feel like this one's pretty good. Do you ever feel like in your jobs right now, you look forward to the weekends? And do you even have a weekend with the stuff you do?
Nah, I love what I do.
Yeah, I don't even know what day it is today.
Yeah.
Friday. Today's Friday.
I learned that over the years, I enjoy structure because I can't, or like maybe like I just don't want to place the structure on myself and I'd rather have somebody else do it. So like, if you tell me to make my own schedule, oh fuck that, dude. I'm just gonna stay in one place all day, do nothing. But if I'm like being relied on to do like a task and be here within these hours, I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. Like I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think like for me, the way that I work is that I like to work hard within the hours that I'm needed, and then when I'm not, then like I can just go ahead and relax and just chill out, you know, don't even have to think about work like 24/7.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. That's a good work-life balance.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy. But I mean, like, I did really enjoy my time in JK though. I mean, it was fucking dope. Like, waking up at like 11, 12, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll start work maybe like in an hour, you know, get that done.
I definitely differentiate between weekends and weekdays more now, especially because I've been living with my girlfriend for a long time now. And her schedule is a normal schedule. And if I just decide to, oh yeah, I'll work whenever, I'll work on the weekends, and all of a sudden if I just work through the weekend, then we'll never see each other. And I'll work at night, and then she comes home at night, and then we just won't see each other. So I feel like for the strength of our relationship, I changed my own schedule to match her normal schedule.
I feel like I had to kind of do the same thing just to be assimilated in normal society, because everyone else still pretty much does the same thing.
Yeah. If you have friends outside of like this industry, right?
So number 9 is you're getting dangerously close to burning out.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good reason to make some changes.
But don't you feel ever like you're doing that in this career too?
Yeah, we did that with JK Films. We were getting burned out with making skits. Yeah. And we just we needed to make some changes. And
I think you have to burn out to understand burnout though. True. At least for me.
True. Yeah. So what you're saying is not necessarily career change, just like a pivot within that same career.
Yeah, making changes to, it's like pursuit of happiness. I think this whole thing is just pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, and I think burnout too is brought upon by different things. You know
True.
What I mean? Like burnout could also be
Yeah, you could burn yourself out.
Right. Like it could be you just don't know how to budget your time, you know? Or it could be like poor company structure. Like it can come from different, or you're just putting too much on your plate. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a lot of people, because I have a lot of friends that are doing like easy jobs. They could be doing stuff, they're just kind of like lazy, but they get in their own head with what they're doing and like, I want to be here, but you don't even see them putting in the work, but they let their own self like negativity get to them, and then they burn their own selves out. So it's like not even just, I feel like if
you burn yourself out from overthinking.
Overthinking, being like, my life could be so much better, or like even
high expectations.
Yeah.
Putting too much pressure on yourself
Yeah.
to succeed.
I could see that.
I think like wanting something but not working towards it.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. Like yearning for something
Damn.
that
I
you feel like you
especially
can.
people in the 20s, they think everything's expected. You know?
Yeah.
Or they do a
Who
job.
the fuck are you, bro? You are in your 20s.
Well, I feel like I
Oh
went
my
through this.
god, you're so mature.
I know. And the last one.
That's what's up.
Sure, dude, because when I go, oh, I need a blowjob right now, and it goes away. That overthinking.
Would you go and get one, or?
I try my best.
Or just think, I just need a blowjob, and then the other thoughts go away?
Sometimes, too.
Oh shit.